What's up? It's me, KC, and I'm here to discuss the best of E3, the worst of E3, and the question marks at E3. Now, what I mean by question marks at E3 is it means that I have mixed feelings about the game. It doesn't mean that the game is bad, but I have mixed feelings nonetheless. Now, before I get started, I like to tell you guys that these are my opinions, and that's all I have to say. These are my opinions at the end of the day. What's the best, the worst, and the I don't knows of E3. So let's get started. For number 5, Borderlands 2. The game looks great. I don't have a high-end PC to play this on, so I'll be getting it for PlayStation 3, but the game got me excited enough that I'm going to be purchasing it for the PlayStation 3. The game looks very innovative. I heard a lot of people talk about Borderlands 1 and how great that is, so I'm going to pick this up. Maybe Game Battles will finally get themselves together, and finally get a game that we all can play together on the KC site, because I tried it with Mario Kart, they never had it, and I tried it with a couple of other games, but they didn't have it on the Game Battle site. So I know for a fact, or hopefully, I'm going to just scratch that out. Hopefully they have Borderlands 2 for Game Battles, and we can do a group up and clan up there. So anyways, I'll tell you about that when the time comes, nearby September the 8th. So that was number 5. For number 4, Rayman Legends looks like one of the best games for the Nintendo Wii U. I'm very excited about it. If that game is on launch, I will be getting it, because they had this one part of the stage where it's a rhythm-based adventure game. So you had to touch certain controls in order to get him all the way to the end of the stage, and I found that to be really innovative. So that's number 4. Number 3 would be Mario Sticker Star, Paper Mario Sticker Star. The game looks very great. It looks like a Paper Mario game with added things, added features. You can block now. I only played Paper Mario for the Nintendo 64. But I don't know how much time has changed since then, but the game looks great nonetheless. For number 2, Project P100. Now, I don't understand why they didn't show this on stage for the Nintendo Wii U press conference or the Nintendo press conference, but the game looks very great. Looks like Pikmin with action. You get what I'm saying? So these little guys, they're little superheroes. They can form together, make a weapon like a giant hand or a big old jello, and attack these guys or whatever. And I'll probably have to post the link in the description down below this video and show you guys what I mean, because if I try to explain it, it's going to sound confusing. But the game looks very good. And the last game, which is the best of E3 in my opinion, is Beyond Two Souls. Now, Beyond Two Souls, I seen a little bit of gameplay. It looked like Heavy Rain, so I just quickly shut the gameplay off. I was like, yes, that's exactly how I want it. I was very excited that the game will be doing the exact same thing that Heavy Rain did with a new story. Because if you guys play Heavy Rain, and some of you guys liked it, if you guys love the game, you know how immersive the gameplay is. It'll have you having different feelings for a video game, than you ever had before, in my opinion. Like, when I went into the game, I was on the edge of my seat the whole time, like, please don't die, please don't die, you know what I'm saying? And when they died, I'm like, dang, man, I can't believe he actually died. So, to have that within the game, I don't care if you guys say, oh, it's just a movie, whatever, it's time sequence, whatever, it's not a real game, whatever, I don't care. The game was great. The movie was great. I don't care, whatever, because you don't even have good movies nowadays. And this game was great for Heavy Rain. So I'm putting my eggs in the basket for Beyond Two Souls. Now, the honorable mentions, or, what was announced at E3 that I got really excited for, was the announced date of Zona the Enders collection that will be coming out this holiday season. And it has a demo of Metal Gear Solid Rising with writing in the game. Jet Grind Radio. Oh my goodness. It's finally going to be coming out this summertime. during the summer as DLC, downloadable content on PSN, Xbox Live, and is going to be on the Xbox, not the Xbox, but the PlayStation Vita, whereas you can download it on there. So that is going to be amazing. I will be getting that game day one, downloading it day one whenever, because I love the game on the Dreamcast, and I will play it again in HD. Now, the worst games of E3. Number 5, Far Cry 3. Oh my goodness. Everybody was going up in arms. If it wasn't Far Cry 3, it was number 4. It was Halo 4. These two games, annoying. Like, people just look at these two games and don't even see anything else. They don't see any other creativity that's going on at E3, nonetheless, whatever. They just see these two games. Nothing else. Far Cry 3 and Halo 4. Now, the reason why I have so much hatred for the shooting genre is because of the fans. I think it's the fans, man. It's because not only is oversaturating the market, but the fans that go buy these games day one, and say it's the best of E3, they play these games for less than 2 months. And I kid you not, they'll play it for a couple of months. And I know plenty of people that do this. Even some people on the KC site, you know who you are. Even some of the people that go to my school when I went to college, you know who you are. Okay? These people will play the game for a couple of months. I'm done. I'm not playing it no more. Complain about the game. Then talk about you for complaining about the next version of this next game that's going to be practically the same. You get bashed for it and you like, what the crap? So they bash you for bashing the game that they hated when it came out, and they want the sequel to the game that they hated. I don't know if that sounds confusing, but you may have to rewind that part so many times, but I can't explain it better enough. They just see Far Cry and Halo 4 and nothing else. And Far Cry 2, in my opinion, sucked. I played that game. That game sucked. Seriously. Number 3, the Kinect games. Oh my goodness. The oversaturated, well, not oversaturated, the overabundance of bullcrap Kinect games, such as Fable Journeys, the basketball game. The only great game that's on Kinect is Dance Central. That's it. Let's be honest. Dance Central 1, 2, and 3 are going to be amazing. Well, Part 3 is going to be amazing. 1 and 2 was good. Okay? That's the only game that you basically have for the Kinect. So, the overabundance of these crappy Kinect games, and that Microsoft is really not doing nothing but making gimmicky, hey you, get over here. And, what was that? Splinter Cell? They added these Kinect controls. Hey you! And then the guard will come over here. Instead of you knocking on the wall like Metal Gear Solid, like, Blackbuster Critics say, instead of you knocking on the wall, you know what I'm saying? And then they just come over here. You gotta say, hey you! And that's all you do. That's bull. Number 2 for the worst E3 game was Street Fighter X Tekken on the Vita. You already know how I feel about that game. Enough said, pretty much. DLC. Disc lock content on the disc for the console version. You get the handheld version, and what does it have? All the characters. And they still, to this day, talking about they're going to patch the gems and make the gems more balanced. Like anybody cared about that cheap gimmick anyways. Stop with these stupid gimmicks. Now, the game that just came out not too long ago was Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown. The game has absolutely no gimmicks, and I'm playing it right now on the arcade. I'm on arcade stick, and I'm trying to practice with it or whatever. I'm having fun, but the game is highly complex. I don't want no game with cheap gimmicks, whereas random factors win the game instead of skills not being rewarded within the game. You get what I'm saying? So enough with the cheap gimmicks. Get that crap out of here. And for number one, the worst game in my opinion for E3 was Castlevania 3DS Mirror of Fate. Like seriously, they took out the RPG elements out of the game, which I really liked about the Castlevania genre. That's what really brought me in, was Portrait of Ruin for the Nintendo DS. And they had these little RPG features where your character can level up, and you have abundance of weapons to have or whatever, and you'll go around and try to search for other things. It was like Metroidvania. But this game is like Metroidvania meets God of War that was supposed to be on the console version. You know what I'm saying? We had God of Vania on the console version. You know what I'm saying? The one 3D game that actually worked for Castlevania was the God of War clone kind of Castlevania for the console version. So they should have left that console version of Castlevania on the console. But instead, they try to bring it to the 3DS and try to mix it around. Hopefully, this is just one test and, is not really going to be incorporated with all of the games. Hopefully, the game is good. I could be wrong. But from what I'm seeing, the game looks like crap. You only can choose you can choose between 4 different characters and have a couple of weapons here and there. You don't level up. From what I'm seeing, you don't level up. The game is like a 3D clone of a little God of War game, kind of, that should have been left for the console. The console version of Castlevania should have been left for the consoles. That was fine, but they had to bring it to the handhelds. That's all I'm saying. But I could be wrong. The game could be great. But from what I'm seeing, the game doesn't look great. Okay? And last but not least, the question marks, the up in the airs, the I don't knows of E3. For number 5, Pikmin 3. It's not that I don't know about the game, it's that I was very underwhelmed about the game. I wasn't excited seeing the game. I was like, oh, Pikmin 3. Because we knew it was in development ever since 2008. We knew it was in development. So for it to come out, we was all like, oh, okay, a Pikmin H3. I mean, not H3, but HD. And I was like, oh, okay, day one purchase. It's not, it's no big deal. It's like, oh, okay, day one purchase. Alright. It's Pikmin 3. There's no cheap gimmicks or anything like that, or no new gimmicky things. From what I'm seeing, it's no gimmicky things that will kind of draw a new crowd in or something like that. But, you know what I'm saying? It's Pikmin 3. I would be picking it up at day one launch. But, it was just very underwhelming. I don't know if it was just me, but, type in the comments below how you feel about that. For number 4, let's go with The Last of Us. The Last of Us, a lot of people were overhyping the game. Oh my gosh, it's so great. Sorry, I had to get a drink of water. Oh my goodness, it's so great because it's made by Naughty Dog. For what I've seen, the gameplay footage of what I was saying, I was like, I don't know, seriously, I really don't know about the game. I really don't know how to feel about the game, I really don't know. It didn't really look all exciting to me. Like, a lot of people were hyping up Uncharted 2. When I finally got it, it wasn't a big deal. I like Uncharted 1 a lot, and a lot of people said they didn't like Uncharted 1 at all. And I really like this game over this one. But I don't know, it's just probably because of the fans and how hyped they are, and how people want to overhype stuff, and then, this game getting 10s and 100s out the ass everywhere, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's just overhyping it, you know what I'm saying? It kind of kills the game. So it's probably not the game itself, it's probably the fans overhyping the game. Number 3, the 2 announcement of Mario titles from new. You get what I'm saying? New Super Mario Brothers U and New Super Mario Brothers 2, for the 3DS. And they're both coming out this year. Now, I like Mario, but dang, you know what I'm saying? They are exactly the same but they have their own little gimmick. But you know the game is going to be good. That's why I put in the, mixed feelings bag of the little collection of games that I'm telling you guys how I feel about E3. I just have mixed feelings about it. I don't know. I'm going to buy it. If it's nothing else at launch for the Wii U, I'm going to get New Super Mario Bros. U. Or, if I don't have no games to play on the 3DS, I will buy New Super Mario Bros. 2. But the fact that they were announced in the same year, it's like underwhelming. That's what it is. Number 2, Lollipop Chainsaw. The game looks great. It's Suda 51, but I don't know. It's a flip of a coin. You can't even trust reviewers because they said that No More Heroes 1 and 2 was a mixed bag. And I got the game, and I loved it. I loved both of them. The only problem with No More Heroes 2 was that stupid last boss battle. And you guys know what I'm talking about for the people who played that last boss battle. And Resident Evil 6. At the same time, I really don't know. I just wish I had my survival horror genre back. And, I really don't know. Leon's part looked like the survival horror part. But the rest of them look just action-packed, and that's how I feel. Oh yeah, and another worst game of E3 was Dead Space 3. The game could be great, but sellout. There is no other survival horror game that I really can critically acclaim as the best survival horror game anymore at all, for that matter, because there ain't no more. Sellout. That's all I gotta say. And with that said, Ken91 out. That's how I feel. These are my opinions. So, if you don't like my opinions, GTFO. Peace.